So let's work the mouth area a little bit further. You can see I have it rather large. I'm at 300%. Um, I need to get rid of the lipstick on her mouth. I'm going to tone down some of these highlights in here. So I'm going to do that by starting with the healing brush tool. I make this a smaller brush. Option click and come in here and just see how that's going to work on that. Whoops, that was a bad clone on my part. I got too close to the lips. Yeah, I think I did a little too much there too. So I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Now, with this tool, I can come in here and totally take out certain areas. Like in here, I'm going to do that. Get rid of these, I don't need that. But what do you think about this area in here? Well, a lot of times I like to kind of keep some of that. It shows the glossy, glistening part of the mouth, and keeps her looking alive. I'm going to get rid of this stuff back here. I have to say, when you're in the back of the mouth like this, it's such a small section of this particular image that I don't really worry about it that much. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to grab the clone stamp tool. Earlier, I didn't go back and reset these. A lot of times you might want to just go back and reset some of this stuff. It'll just help you not have problems down the road. So I'm going to make the brush smaller. I have a lesser opacity. I'm at 39%. Let's see how that looks. Because I don't want to totally get rid of these. I just want to lessen them so they're not calling our attention. Because we want to keep that glistening feel. Okay. And I'm going to come up here into the lip as well. We already did a little work on the lip earlier. Oops. I'm going to up the opacity a little bit. I want to do a little bit more in through here. There we go. That's looking a little better. Use the lip itself. Think about your source points, gang. Pick like points. Didn't like that one. Did not pick a good like point. Did not like that one. Go back over here and start just kind of painting across. That's looking better. Set a source point. Come up here. Kind of kill that down a little bit. Looking good. Make this a little bit bigger. Reduce that down again. And I'm just going to work this a little bit more right here. Looking good. I'll come down here and do the same. Okay. Make that smaller again. Take that opacity back up. And still work pulling that down a little bit. That's looking good. Pull that down a little bit. I might have just need a little bit more opacity in here. Okay. So, wow. Tremendously better so far. Okay, looking good. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to grab that brush again. I'm going to take the opacity up a little bit higher, make this brush a little bit larger, and I'm just going to come down here and kind of shape that a little bit more. Okay, and if I see anything repetitive happening, I want to make sure that I get rid of that. Okay. Remember, we don't want to tone and clone so much that we lose all detail. Then I'll just hit this nose area up here. It looks like there's something going on, so let's take care of that. Okay, let's chew this one more time. We're good to go on to the next step. The last thing I want to do here is kind of close this gap a little bit. So I'm on the clone stamp tool, my opacity is back up to 100%, and I'm making that brush nice and small. I might even make this a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to kind of use my great skills and your great skills and come in here and just kind of close that up a little bit so it's not quite so noticeable. One of the things I tend to do is I don't always make this look the best that it could look, unfortunately. So you want to be careful not to create a Bugs Bunny look, by making the teeth too big. So notice I'm working back and forth from the gum part of her mouth to the from the and then to the tooth. And I'm just kind of using the edge of my brush, and that edge is where that feather is. So I'm going to make this smaller again. I'm going to actually come up here and lower the opacity this time, and then I'll just go over this, just kind of dulling it down a little bit. Maybe I need a little bit more opacity. Okay, let's see here. Not quite what I'm looking for quite yet. Notice I changed the size, and the reason I did that was so I could actually see how it was fitting together. Come over here, set my source point here, and I'm still using a lesser opacity because I'm just trying to shape. I'm just trying to even up the tone. Okay, let's see here. Ah, tremendously better. Before and after.